All right, everybody. Hey, hit like, hit subscribe. If you like this content, let me know by liking and subscribing. That lets me know to A, keep doing this kind of stuff as opposed to talking to, myself. But it also might put a few shekels in my pocket if I can get my ad revenue up to pay for more of these kinds of things that you enjoy. So, that out of the way, it's like a sickness, guys. Once you start with a Spyderco, they just start multiplying like freaking Mogwai. Not gremlins. Mogwai are what they were before they became gremlins. Always remember that. So anyway. Oh, wait. There's more. I got this one in this pocket. Wait, what's in my other pocket? Oh, I got a pair of 3 lightweight. So started off with this one years ago. Great knife, big knife. Love it. And then, I had a couple birds over the years, although this one's relatively new, but I had a bird raven too, which, by the way, I was corrected on one of my videos. Someone said, hey, you said you're the same, you're comparing your lightweight US made Spyderco Native 5 to the bird Raven 2. And, this is BD1 steel and this is CTS BD1N, and it's a higher grade of steel. It's better than that. I just happened to notice, actually, wait, this one's CPM 30V. It was this one. It was the Para 3, not the Native. CTS BD1N. This one is also stamped CTS BD1N. Now you could say, well, it's from China, so how do you know? Yeah, but it's a Spyderco. So I'm going to go on the assumption that Spyderco actually has like some of their knives are made in the US, in Golden Showers, Colorado. Some of them are made, these guys, the Delica, and the Dragonfly 2 are VG10 made in Japan. I'm going to assume that they're doing quality control and they're checking on this and they're not letting that be false advertised. If that's the case, that makes this even a better bargain because your $69 Bird Raven 2, that's almost the size of your Para 2, but it's using the same steel as the CTS, as the Para 3, CTS BD1N. This one's made in China. This one's made in America. Maybe that makes a difference. I don't know, but I just thought I would point that out. Someone corrected me, and I just happened to notice today when I was looking at these. I'm like, wait a minute. So in that case, so what do we got? We got the Para 2 Bird Raven 2. Bird Raven 2. We got the Para 3 lightweight. We've got the Delica. We've got a Dragonfly 2 and a Native 5 lightweight. That one is S30V. All right, so what'd you get this time, Dave? Well, I saw it, I liked it, just kind of had to have it. What is it? It's a Manix2 in black FRN. I think this is the lightweight. So this one also CTS BD1N, but it uses whatever this lock is called. I don't really know what that lock is called, but it operates sort of. Not exactly. It is different, but it operates a little bit like the Benchmade Axis lock. But what this does is there's like a steel ball bearing that goes, and there's a spring here pushing this way. It goes gunk and puts that steel bearing into that and locks it in. Really tight lockup. Doesn't seem to be going anywhere. I don't know how many pounds of pressure you could put on it compared to other locks. I'm assuming it's a Spyderco. The Manix2 has been around for a while, so I'm assuming they've tested that and it's strong. So what is this? Well, this is going to put you up on par with a Para 3. So this is not a little lightweight minimalist knife. This is a big knife. However, it's light. It is considerably lighter than this by at least an ounce, if not more. So with this, whatever handle they call it, it's not FRN, it's something else, but it's similar. It's like fiberglass nylon filled copolymer or something like that. So you can flip it open either way. You can Spidey flick it if you want. You can thumb roll it. You can thumb flick it. This is brand new, so it's going to need to break in and just loosen up a little, but it's not bad out of the box. Most Spydercos aren't, so you can open it however you want. So what was that? Flick with the switch, Spidey flick, and then your thumb roll or thumb flip. So that's 4 ways of opening it fairly quickly, right? So use whichever one is comfortable for you. I'd usually just thumb roll it, honestly. it looks cool on camera to sit there doing a Spidey flick, but honestly, to me, I'm more likely a lot of times if you don't grip it, you catch, here there's good texture, but if you didn't catch it right, you go to flick it and you actually flick the stupid thing out of your hand. So to me, I just grab this and instinctively, I just roll it open. There's nothing I'm doing that is so emergency, oh my God, I have to have it right now, where 0.2 of a second is going to make a difference. The time that I spend trying to get my hand lined up, positioned just right, make sure it's gripped properly, there's enough tension to then flick it, that actually takes longer half the time. If I'm pulling this out of my pocket, if I just pull out my pocket and roll it, that's typically the quickest way for me just to open the damn knife. But with this design, it's conducive to all of them, so pick your poison, right? I will say, this is riveted together, and I don't know that I would ever have to take this apart for some reason. But I kind of wish I had that ability. I think the newest generation, maybe this one is from a couple years ago. I mean, it was new. I bought it on Amazon, but maybe it's one of the older versions where they got rid of the rivets, and now it screws. So like all the other Spydercos, you can take it apart if you want. What I like about this is it gives you the size of this, but the G10, the steel liners, it's not a heavy knife by any means for its size. But when you pick it up, you're like, wow, it feels like it's a little more than half the weight of that. So for a big ass knife, it really is light. The clip, a lot of people aren't crazy about the wire clip. It's okay. I feel like they wiggle around more, but unless you're really putting a lot of pressure on it, you shouldn't break it or do anything. Ultimately, is it going to be as robust as, these types? That one, or these MXG Gear titanium ones? No, but I've been carrying this one quite a bit, the Para 3, which is kind of the sweet spot for EDC, I think. But it's been fine, so I haven't noticed an issue with it. Let's see, blade length is 3.5 with a solid 3-inch cutting. High grind all the way up to the top. Pretty stout, beefy blade. This is a working blade. Running my finger over the edge feels pretty damn sharp, but let's do a quick little slicey. Yeah, it's a Spyderco. I mean, what would you expect? You can just kind of go, take little slivers off, push test, doing it on different parts of the blade. Yeah, that's a really good sharp blade. I would expect it to be. It's a Spyderco. So, that is the Manix 2, and I guess it doesn't say lightweight, but let's see, if I jump over to Amazon real quick, what did I order? it just says plain black FRN handle. So maybe that one's not the one with the copolymer, maybe that's just the plain FRN. It doesn't say lightweight, but it is. I mean, that is a really lightweight knife. It's a decent enough blade steel. I mean, Spyderco's using it, and Spyderco is a good quality knife. This one's made in the US as well. So I don't, it's not like they're going to put out, a knife with crappy unserviceable steel. It's on phosphor bronze washers. Action smooth. That will loosen up over time, but I'll be sitting there fidgeting on the couch with it tonight. But you've got some jimping on the back. You've got your jimping up front in your finger choil. You got enough here to where if you wanted to cut and just do normal, type stuff, you can. Reverse grip, very comfortable, folds right into your hand. Pocket clip, unobtrusive, no hot spots, really nice. You got that forward finger choil for getting in and doing maybe finer cuts, a little more exact work. It's a really good knife. For the size, I like, I've been kind of, more angling towards, I've honestly been carrying these 3 more than any other knives in my collection lately. Once in a while, if I've got like a pair of basketball shorts, like really thin, flimsy kind of shorts, I'm just running around the house or in the yard or something, I might just throw this in my pocket just so I have something. If I do get a package, I can just kind of cut it open. But this is like a scalpel. That's the Dragonfly 2. Really nice, but on the smaller side. This mid-size is kind of really the sweet spot for EDC. But there are times where I'm like, if I'm carrying, here's where I would carry the larger knives. If I am in the office and I'm not supposed to be carrying anything, I'm going to carry this or a Swiss Army knife, okay? I'm going to have the little tiny blade, so at least I have something. And it's easy to hide. If I'm carrying a sidearm, which normally I am, so going from absolute minimalist, not supposed to be carrying anything, I'm going to carry this. If I can carry and I'm carrying a firearm, then this is sort of my backup tool for opening boxes, and in a pinch, if I had to use it for something else, if the firearm failed, okay, it's big enough to do the job. It's big enough to be used defensively if I needed to, while still being small, convenient, lightweight, not taking up a lot of pocket space as an EDC. Then there's where I'm not supposed to be carrying a firearm, but I am allowed to carry a blade. So it's firearm or nothing. That's when I step up to something like this. Visually, it's certainly bigger, fits my hands. It gives me that extra grip to where if I don't have the ability to have any other weapon on me because of the law or a policy or at the venue, whatever, but I'm allowed to carry a knife, and it's this or my fists, well, I'm gonna carry this, right? And so I want something that's fast deployment, that I can just open it up in a heartbeat. I can get a really good grip on it and not have to worry if I had to push someone off of me. I've got, the finger choil there. I got the ramp there where I could do some damage without risking of, sliding my hand up and hurting myself in the process. That's where knives like this come in handy, because it's big enough to do that. It's big enough that visually it might be a little bit of a visual deterrent for someone who would cause you harm. And so having something like that is kind of cool. The fact that this is going to be about as strong. Oh, that's got steel liners. So maybe, I guess, overall, this is probably the heavier duty knife. But knowing that I could do probably anything I'm realistically ever going to need to do with this. No blade wiggle. The lockup's tight left and right and top and bottom. That's a superb knife. I'm going to go break it in and carry it and see how I like it in my pocket. But, like every other Spyderco, someday I'll get through a goddamn video. I think that's a good option. It is a bit bigger. It's a good bit bigger, especially compared to like a little skinny Delica. You're talking about 50% bigger in size. If you're comparing it to this, it's bigger, but it's not terrible. Compared to a Dragonfly, yeah. But that's what I like. It's up there with your Para 2. However, it is about, what did I pay for this one? $115 versus $170. So you can save yourself about $65. $65 will buy you this. So $65 will buy you a bunch of other knives. They're actually pretty decent on Amazon. You can see the reviews on my channel. But if you want something that's up more of the size of the Paramilitary, but you want it to be a little bit lighter and, 35-40% cheaper, maybe and you can spend more on these. They have other versions with different steels and stuff. But if you just get the lightweight FRN one, it's still a decent steel. It's still constructed just as good. It's just a really, really nice little weapon tool. It's not bad at all. I like that a lot. Ergonomically, this feels good. I get a little bit of hot spot from the clip. I don't with this. And this one fills your hand a little more. It's just a little thicker here in the waist and up here. This extends a little bit more, so it even locks your fingers in more. If you're using it this way, acts as a guard. If you hold here, it kind of goes in between your fingers, and it really gives you that extra purchase to where your hand doesn't feel like it's going to want to slide up. Here you have those bumps, but they're not as much. It's still pretty damn secure, though. So nothing wrong with the Paramilitary 2. But that is the new Manix 2. Well, newish. Yeah, I didn't notice it was the one that was riveted. I guess why would I have to take it apart? If the spring were to break or something were in there and I had to do it, it's got a lifetime warranty. Right? Pretty sure here somewhere it says it got a lifetime warranty. It's probably in the box. If that's the case, if it actually broke or like a spring broke or something happened up inside there, I'd just send it back to them and say, fix it or give me a new one. But you do have, that's not riveted. So if your pivot gets loose over time, you can at least adjust that. That's cool. So there you go. Manix 2. Everybody, have a happy Christmas and happy Kwanzaa and whatever else you might celebrate. See you guys in the new year. If there's any knives in particular you want to see or want feedback on, or you got questions, you know what to do.